Hey everybody, so here in this portion of the course, I am going to be addressing the topic about the race that you might be running in your life right now and what your priorities are in relation to time. And these are some loaded questions that you're going to have to ask yourself. I have seen countless women that I have done readings for where there's the pressure of time, where their friends are getting married and having children, and they're not even in a good relationship yet. So there's a lot of peer pressure in relation to the TikTok beat the clock. And this is where, you have to set your priorities straight, and the biological time clock is also obviously a factor as well. So that's a real thing that we have to think about too as a woman. So, first of all, you have to think about what's more important to you. Is it more important for you to be with or married like everybody else and having a child like everyone else right now? Or is it more important that you are with, in fact, the right person? Which one is it? Because if you're going down the path of beat the clock, then you are probably going to have to lower your standards or expectations of getting together with the right person so that you can get in the race and deal and be a part of the circle that you want to be in. And with that being said, I have also have done many services and readings for women who are married, who did get married because of the time clock and did get the kids because of it, and now cheating on their spouse because they had met someone that fills their emotional needs, compatibility, falling in love with another person, and admitting that they were never really in love with the person that they ended up marrying. So, getting into that circle is probably also going to mean that you will also be a part of the divorce circle with kids as well. Now, of course, a lot of us try to stay in an unhappy relationship because of the children and the impact that it might have on children. But at the end of the day, an unhappy marriage between parents can take such a big toll on children. Absolutely. I know that that happens because how I know is I end up doing readings for those children that grew up and are now having trouble in their relationships because they have their parents as the example of what a relationship looks like, that got together for the wrong reasons. And as a result, the kids are growing up sometimes playing the role of a referee between their parents, and sometimes having to, I mean, there's no title for it, but pick a side as a result. Even when the parents are together, there's a pick a side. And divorce doesn't even need to happen in order for the kids to feel the pressure of picking a side. It's kind of like asking a kid, who do you love more, your mother or your father? So that's what that's like. So if you want to be a part of that circle, of course, you're more than welcome to. So you have to think about that in advance, and you have to ask yourself those loaded questions. So Yeah, so which way is it going to be? Now, sometimes, sadly, finding the right person could take a little longer than we had hoped. So we do have something, we do need to set up something in play if you want to have children. We have to think about adoption. We have to think about, seeing a doctor to go over, how long do I have to bear children and whatnot. A lot of women nowadays are freezing their eggs so that they can take time to find the right partner before they settle into a commitment. And I hope and pray that you are lucky enough to be one of those people that the right person has popped into your life in at the right time. But the majority of us are not in that place. A lot of us actually get to the place where we think we're never going to find anybody and settle down into a marriage. But guess what? I've seen those miracles happen so many times, I can't even count. So remember to keep the faith, okay? And think about, you know, if the ideal scenario doesn't pop up, you have to think about, are we more interested in keeping up with the Joneses or finding the right partner? I mean, to me, the answer is obvious, but that for me to, say that, I'm sure that there are many of you that might have a different opinion, but that's going to be up to you, what you decide to do. Because I'm more than sure that if you want to get married tomorrow just to be a part of the circle, I feel very confident that you can achieve that. Okay, so some food for thought. And just because you're not verbalizing this kind of stuff, that doesn't mean that that's not what's going on inside. So I suggest that you get, like, write down some stuff that you're feeling in relation to time and what your priorities are. And if it actually seems reasonable to you to rush into a committed relationship just to be in the circle. Thank you so much for listening in, and I hope that what I'm telling you is resonating and helping you through this process. And relationships are absolutely challenging. So we need to get ourselves in the best place possible before we get into the journey of building a happy love life. Thank you again. Namaste.